Good afternoon. Welcome to the College of Western Idaho and to the law enforcement program in particular today. My name is Leroy Forrest and I'm the chair and the director of the law enforcement program. I'm a retired chief of police here at Nampa, 31-year officer and a 27-year trainer with the Idaho Police Academy. Very honored to be in this position. This is a brand new program and to be honest, one that I didn't see coming a few years ago, but as we progressed toward it, was very excited to be involved at any level, let alone to be able to direct the program. So I'm honestly thrilled. I'd like to recognize some key individuals today. Dr. Burke Landon is the president of CWI. Mitch Minetti, executive director of the CWI Foundation. Dr. Will Fanning, he is the dean of career technical education. Is that the new term? Did I get it right? Thank you very much. Kathleen Curry, she's the Assistant Dean of Health and Human Services. Rory Olson is from Idaho Peace Officer Standards and Training. He's the Deputy Division Administrator. Jennifer Couch is here from from marketing. We have the Vice President of Finance, Cheryl Wright, and we have the Vice President of Resource Development, Craig Brown. Craig. We also have some members of our Technical Advisory Committee here. We have a 14-person Technical Advisory Committee that oversees our program. They are one of my many bosses, but they are all leaders in the field, active leaders in the field. It's made up of chiefs, sheriffs, or administrators from local agencies. We're fortunate to have 14 people who not only, when I asked them if they were interested, they stepped up and said absolutely they want to be on this program. Chief Jeff Levy from Meridian Police Department is here. Captain Bill Gardner, Idaho State Police, is here. Sheriff Kieran Donahue, Canyon County Sheriff, is here. And then Chief J.D. Huff from Fruitland Police Department. Kieran is our chairman and J.D. is our deputy chairman for our program. So thank you very much for coming. I want to take a couple of minutes and talk about the program and specifically how one can become certified in the state of Idaho to be a law enforcement officer. There are typically three ways you can do it. You can get hired and go to work for an agency, and that agency will send you to the academy for a 10-week session. That's typically the standard that most people go through. You can self-sponsor and pay your own way through the academy for that 10-week session. Or you can attend a college program and then challenge post at the end. And that's the program that we're looking at here. We know that there are other college programs that are utilized in Idaho, but there's never been one here in the Treasure Valley, and we see that as a gap, something that was missing. We started this discussion on how to fill that gap actually a couple of years ago when I came on as an instructor on the academic side, but we quickly got to a point last fall where we decided this was something we would look at. We put a proposal together in the fall of 14. We took it to the Post Council in December of 14, and they were unanimous in their support for us to move ahead and work toward getting our program going. In January of 15, the plan was approved by the Idaho State Board of Ed, and so we were moving along. From January until now, we've been doing construction, we've been buying equipment, we've been recruiting students, we've been busy. It's been a lot of fun. To get students into this program is kind of unique. It's not like a standard college program. Initially, a student has to apply, and that application comes directly to me. And we meet and we talk for a minimum of an hour. And I ask them a variety of different questions, from career goals to personal questions to things that would keep them out of the program where they couldn't qualify through post. They have to complete a background check through post where they look at criminal history, driving history, a variety of different things, and that in itself has kept people out of the program. We're unique because our students have to pass a polygraph examination. We treat these students just like they're getting hired because it's a disservice to the students and it's a disservice to us and to our instructors if we bring someone in that we know can't work in the field. We're in it to get people employed, and we want the best of those folks. They re-interview with me, and upon completion of all those requirements, they may get into the program. As of yesterday, we were just over 100 people who had inquired or applied formally. We have 18 students accepted. The requirements are very strict, very tight, very high for a reason. Out of the 18, I'm very pleased to say that 6 are female and 12 are male. That's a very unique percentage compared to even what the officers who go through post. So we are in a unique spot, and we have 5 of those 18 who are fluent in Spanish, which is another unique aspect of the program. This is an 11-month certificate program with the opportunity for students, once they complete the 11 months, to stay on, and they can complete an Associate of Applied Science degree in law enforcement. So they can actually complete the program and then stay on and get a 2-year degree. From there, they're also in a position where they can transfer to other universities, such as Boise State, where they have the opportunity for a Bachelor of Applied Science degree. So it's not something that stops once they finish here. Quick overview, our fall semester is, the students have classes like Fit for Duty, they have police procedures, those types of things where they learn a variety of different topics in short blocks. And these are all topics that are taught at the academy. And they also spend a 45-hour practicum in a dispatch center, so they understand how that works. It's true hands-on experience. In the spring semester, it's our academy semester, and they'll spend 14 weeks in class Monday through Friday from 7:30 to 4. And they'll have a variety of instructors. We'll actually have roughly 60 adjunct instructors who are instructors with the Post Academy that will come here and teach. That will be a chore to manage, but fortunately I've built some great relationships along the way, and I've had people literally lining up asking if they can help the program out, so we're in great shape there. In the summer, they'll spend that summer in a few more classes, and then they'll also spend 140 hours working in patrol with different agencies. So our students not only get the academic side and the hands-on practical application in the classroom and the mat room, but they also get to actually go out and see how it works in action. And we believe that's going to make a better product for our customers, who are not only the agencies here, but also every citizen of the state of Idaho. Once the students finish our program, they have the opportunity to test with Post. They have to complete everything here, and then they have to pass a fitness test, a firearms qualification, and then they take the challenge test, which is 200 questions. Now they take 2 tests. One is for patrol and one is for detention, which means they could go to work in a jail or they could go to work actually on patrol. So it actually gives them an additional opportunity to be employed. And our students are pretty excited about that. We have several students who only want to work patrol, but we also have other students who only want to work in a jail. So it works out well for us. Our goal is simple: to provide quality training for the students and provide quality candidates for the agencies. It works out well. Some people have asked, do we really need this type of program here? And I would say yes. It's a void that we need to fill. Again, with Post support, it's been fantastic. Everyone I've talked to has been great. As a matter of fact, yesterday we had a very unique thing happen. In June, I went and spoke at the Idaho Chiefs of Police Conference in Boise, and I outlined the program. Yesterday, one of those chiefs that sat in that conference sent a job application to me for my students, even though we're not even in session yet. And I said, well, I wrote back to him, I said, this is great, I appreciate this very much, and I'll give it to my students, but I would hate to see a student leave early. He wrote back and said, I believe in your program so much that we would consider leaving the student in the 11-month program, hiring them now, leaving them in, and then bring them on board in eastern Idaho, actually. But we believe in your program. We think you're going to bring quality people on board. So we're already seeing some very positive things that go along with that. We want to quickly highlight some of the partnerships that we have with local agencies. A few minutes ago, we took some photos out front with Chief Levy from Meridian. Meridian Police Department donated 3 vehicles to the program. We've purchased a couple of vehicles from ISP who have taken care of us very well. We're sharing resources with these folks. Meridian Police Department in particular has a scenario village that they are building, and we get time in that scenario village for training for our officers, and in return, we let them utilize our firearms simulator system. We also do some furnishing of some of those places. That's our equipment, but we're setting it up there so we can utilize it as well. We're working with other agencies and utilizing their ranges, and we're providing targets, those types of things. The other great thing about this is it not only affects the law enforcement program in our career technical education, but it affects other people. We have 5 vehicles. Those 5 vehicles are going to need paint, so we use our paint body folks. They're going to need mechanical use or mechanical attention, and so we can use our folks who work on the engines. We're utilizing our welding folks because they're going to be building targets for us down the road, those types of things. So it doesn't just affect us specifically, but it affects the college overall. Again, our goal is to provide quality students who will go out and go to work, and I'm confident, and I'm literally putting my reputation out there as we will have quality folks that come out of this program. So with that, Dr. Gladden, would you like to say something?
Thanks, Leroy. We really appreciate it. We appreciate the press having come out and see this great event of kicking this program off. And I want to say that we are so fortunate to have been able to recruit Leroy Forsman to be the director of this program, who has the real life, real practical experience. And premier programs don't just happen. Premier programs occur because we have people from business and industry, and people that have done the doing and really understand it, and we have partners that are actively involved. Those are the kinds of programs at a community college that become programs of excellence and premier programs. And this is a classic example of that occurring. I did hear from the welding department. You mentioned the welding department making the targets for you. They wanted to make sure that was not during live fire, but just, to make them and then deliver them.
I make no guarantees.
But this is classically exactly how quality programs are set up and run. And we can't thank our business partners enough. You make us great. And by being able to recruit the kinds of quality individuals to come in and lead those kinds of programs with the partnerships with business and industry is exactly why a community college is a program of excellence that aspires to great things. So thank you, our community partners, and thank you, Leroy, and best of luck, best wishes. We know this is going to be a great one. So
Thank you very much. Thank you so much. Dr. Fanning?
I don't think there's anything left to say, but from the time a few years ago, we had a chance to sit down with Leroy. I had an opportunity to interview him as we were bringing him on campus to be criminal justice faculty. And the last question I asked that day was, what would you think about a law enforcement program at the College of Western Idaho? And last fall, Leroy came back to my office and said, when you asked about that law enforcement program, I think it'd be a really good idea. And I think we have a lot of support in the community out there. And I think we have some folks who would like to see that happen. So as we began down that pathway, as we started investigating that process, we found an immense amount of support from our local law enforcement agencies. We're really lucky to be able to have that. And I can't express enough the gratitude that I have for them helping us make this a reality. The goal of the program is to provide a skilled workforce for the law enforcement industry. And we hope to be able to accomplish that at a very high level, and we believe strongly that Leroy will do just that as the director of the program. But he can't do that alone. It requires the partnership of all of those law enforcement agencies throughout this region who are going to make that happen, and then beyond this region throughout the state as well. So we're really pleased to be able to have that happen. We're really pleased to have the program on board, and we're very excited that on Monday we'll have our first group of students come in and start the program, and we hope to see all of them successfully complete in the spring and be able to go out and gain employment. So very exciting time for us, but most importantly I want to thank those people who made this happen, because it's all of their work and dedication that brought this about. So thank you to all of them. Thank you for being here.
Anyone from the TAP? Sure, you want to speak? Anyone? Rare opportunity to get you to come on the class.
You never show. What want to go and do helping on the news?
This would be a positive thing.
That's why JD as the vice chair. Quite frankly, Dr. Planet and Will and Leroy and Kathleen, it's a real honor that law enforcement, and I know I speak for the entire TAC committee, Technical Advisory Committee, that this is truly an honor for us to be involved and to see what you have accomplished, all of you, and then asking us in as partners. Because quite frankly, the need for qualified law enforcement in this valley could never be greater than it is today. The pool of applicants is that big, and the scrutiny gets it down to that big. We do not have that pool of applicants that we need to serve all of our law enforcement partners' needs, and so this is just a tremendous opportunity. As we grow as communities, that need becomes greater as we grow as in our economy, and obviously our number one goal is public safety, and to provide that through a program like this, I know I speak for all the committee that we cannot be happier, and you have 150% of our commitment, and you will have throughout this process. So anything you need from us, we are truly just believe that we are so excited about this. So thank you for having me.
Anyone else from the TAC want to say anything? We've only got 3 more people who haven't spoken. Are there any questions that I can answer or someone here can answer for you? What we intend to do from this point on is we want to show our simulator system here. We have a state-of-the-art firearm simulation system and decision-making tool that we want to run some scenarios for you. Give you a quick tour of the area here in the mat room where they'll be doing a lot of their work, those kinds of things. So anything I can answer for you right now.
And then also the ready room disaster.
Yes, and we'll be available to talk to you afterwards as well. Yes.
The cost of implementing the new program to CWI.
I'll divert that.
I don't have an exact figure prepared today, but we have invested a large amount of resources in appropriate facilities and appropriate equipment to have a premier program. So it's certainly not an inexpensive proposition to open any program, but we've been able to utilize partnerships like the ones we've talked about today with Meridian Police Department to take the funds that were available, extend those so that we can garner support from our community in the way of donations, and then utilize equipment that we're going to be sharing, like our simulation system, with our law enforcement partners. So while we do put resources into the program, we work very hard to make sure that we're economical, but that we also have the correct equipment to provide superior training to our students.
And I noticed you said Meridian donated a few cars. Any other donations from law enforcement agencies?
So time and effort, I can't say enough about time and effort from our law enforcement agencies. So access to a shooting range is critical. So we're providing targets, but then we're provide access to that range at no cost, which is a major issue for us, considering the number of opportunities that we need to have these young people trained to appropriately use a firearm. The use of the simulator village, the use of the time and effort of all of our law enforcement agencies to allow our students to come into their sites and do clinical experiences, internship experiences, practical experiences with their law enforcement personnel. Those are huge, huge opportunities. If we don't have the partnerships and that real experience for the students, we wouldn't be able to have a successful program.
And those agencies that we partner with run all the way from Washington County and Weiser to Owyhee County to Elmore County and Mountain Home and everything in between. When you talk about a practicum for 18 students working 140 hours in patrol, that's a huge drain on resources, and they have to have a certified officer who's willing to assist and put that time in. And everyone I've talked to is thrilled because they know that they'll be working next to that person down the road, and they want to make sure they do their part to make sure they're well trained. So the time is unbelievable.
Thank you.